Alright guys, this is Pose Overlay, the animation system I've been working on. It lets me create reusable pose variations on top of existing animation and preview the result directly in the game. I'll start with a reusable state. Using Control Rig, I can adjust the character while the source animation keeps playing, and the result appears in the game immediately without changing the original animation asset. The leg edits are important here. Pose Overlay transfers the authored targets to the mapped IK bones. Then the game animation sample's own leg control rig solves those new positions during gameplay. Now I'm changing how the overlay is composed across the skeleton. Bone Influence lets me apply a preset to a complete branch, including all of its children. I can control how much of the authored pose is used and how much movement still comes from the original animation. I can also decide how each rotation is blended through the hierarchy. So here, the arm keeps a little of the source motion instead of being completely locked to the authored pose. And those values can flow down the hierarchy, or change only where I need them. A state can also have context variations. They inherit the parent pose and store only the changes needed for a specific gameplay situation. So I don't have to rebuild the whole setup. But sometimes one animation needs different treatment. That is where animation overrides come in. They can target animation sequences, blend spaces, or montages. So for something like climbing or mantling, I can author a different pose frame by frame. And the override does not have to stay static. Here I'm changing the arm position across different frames, so the variation moves with the source animation. I can animate the composition values as well. In this example, the curve editor brings the overlay weight in, holds it through the middle, and blends it back out. Author mode gives me the rig controls for editing. Audition mode lets me watch the final result without the controls getting in the way. Here, I'm using the game animation sample's visual overrides. They let me switch the character while the game is still running. The visual changes, but the same pose overlay setup keeps working underneath. So I can quickly inspect the result on every character included with the sample. Runtime integration is just 3 nodes inside the animation blueprint: a request, a montage source, and the pose overlay stack. Then gameplay can control and combine poses, like injured and rifle overlays working together.